My name is Howard Wall Saltman, and I serve as the senior rabbi of Temple Beth-El here in Providence. I'm here to testify in support of the Reproductive Healthcare Act, H5127. Yes. The proposed legislation that will codify the legal protections of Roe v. Wade in the state of Rhode Island and ensure the right of every woman in our state to make life-defining choices about her health and well-being. This legislation is about protecting a woman's right to choose, the right to self-determination, the right to personal autonomy, the right to be recognized as a fully realized person, capable of making personal choices without the state substituting its judgment in place of her own. In considering this issue, this august body is not allocating funds, redistributing them, or even choosing one spending priority over another. Instead, this issue calls upon you to determine for the women of Rhode Island whether they will have the right to follow their faith and their personal conscience when making decisions about pregnancy and parenting, the most private, life-altering decisions that anyone must make. In support of my position, I could tell you that Judaism is unwavering in its emphasis on the living. That is, it demonstrates a clear preference for the life and health of those who are already living. And I could tell you that the particular branch of Judaism that I represent, Reform Judaism, emphasizes the value of autonomy and personal choice above all else. We believe that every human being has the God-given ability to make choices in their education, career, sexuality, ethics, beliefs, and every other deeply held conviction. And that such choices are what makes each individual uniquely themselves. Indeed, we believe that the fundamental essence of what it means to be human is the ability to exercise free will. These religious views that we hold dear, they help define our worldview, our personal ethics, and our relationship with God and our fellow human beings. But these religious views may not be yours. Indeed, your religious views may be entirely different from my own. Our faiths often call us in unique and sometimes even opposing directions. And if that is the case, I would say, thank goodness. In so many nations around the world, the freedom to exercise one's personal religious beliefs, even ones not endorsed or established by the state, is often not protected. In places I'll never visit, like Saudi Arabia or Pakistan, religion is a coercive tool of the state, a method of control that denies individual freedom and ensures the passivity and conformity of its people. And in places that are dear to my heart, like Israel and England, the state is identified with an official religion, a religion that informs and defines the nation's culture and identity. But as you well know, our nation was founded not on religious control, not on religious hierarchy, not on religious certainty, not on a religious mandate, but rather on the basis of religious freedom. Indeed, our first freedoms, the freedoms of the First Amendment, stand as the foundation of our country and the very idea of what it means to be an American. The Free Exercise Clause enshrines the principle of religious pluralism, the radical idea that whether one believes as a Christian or a Jew, a Muslim or a Hindu, a Mormon or a Quaker, or absolutely nothing at all, and you have the freedom to do so without interference or coercion by the state.
30 seconds, Rabbi.
With all due respect, I have just a couple more sentences to go.
Okay.
And while I am hardly an expert in the history of our state, one could certainly argue that Rhode Island only exists in large part because of Roger Williams' unwavering belief in pluralism and religious freedom. And why is our religious freedom so cherished? Why does it lie outside the purview and control of the state? Because the right to believe or not believe is so private, so personal, so unique to our self-definition, so inherent in maintaining our separateness from the state, that it must be cared for and vigilantly preserved. And surely, if our freedom to believe, which constitutes our most private matters of conscience and faith, is protected from the state, then a woman's freedom to choose, a decision, a choice that only she can make, must also be protected from state coercion or intervention or judgment. Just a few moments ago, one testifier said that it was insulting to declare that a woman who is of limited economic means or of limited life circumstances shouldn't or should be discouraged from having a child. What's even more insulting is that that same woman be denied any choice at all in her decision and her reproductive freedom. Thank you.
Thank you.
And I urge you to pass H 5127.